Well,
Could you tell me what your name is?
Joan Davis.
Good. We're here to do an interview for Patty Kelly Dabowski and have some questions about your life. And
Okay.
can you tell me how your early life was? What are your memories of your early life?
Well, I was the youngest of 5 children. I had hair that looked like this, white. And it was a good childhood. Nothing was spectacular, but it was very nice. My father was an attorney. My mother stayed home and took care of the kids. And it was good.
Well, that's good. You had a nice childhood. How did you meet your husband?
My mother used to have a hemorrhage because I would say, I met him in a bar, because I did.
What bar? What bar was that?
Well, Renthans was divided into 2 sections. One side was a lounge. The other side was a restaurant. I was having dinner with a friend of Tommy's in the restaurant, and Tommy and 3 or 4 of his friends had just gone to Jean's wedding, and they were at Renthans after the wedding. And Dickie brought me over there and introduced me to the 4, I think it was 4 guys, and the rest is history.
Okay. And do you remember anything about Dad's time in the service? That was before you met or after you met?
Actually, he was in the service when I met him, but I had never seen him in uniform. Because when he came home on leave, he went into civilian clothes, so I never saw him in uniform. But he loved the war. That's what I told him. He was the only person in the world that loved the war. He was very young when he went in. He thought he hadn't finished high school, but it turned out he had. His dad had picked up his diploma. So when he came out of the service, he had a diploma.
Okay.
But he was stationed in England for a good while. And when we went to see Lori when she was living over there, we went to see where his, where he was stationed over there. And a restaurant bar where he used to go to. That was fun. He enjoyed that.
Which restaurant bar was that?
Oh, good gracious, I can't remember the name.
Was it
of
Gennaro's?
No, this was in England.
Oh, in England. Okay.
Where
Okay.
his base used to be in
Okay.
England.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. What are the kind of things that you remember about your wedding?
Oh, well, it was April 15th and it was very cold. And I had a white wedding. It was definitely kind of a summery wedding. But it was cold and the guests were wearing coats. And I liked it. I had an all-white wedding with red roses. And Tommy was nervous, and when he was shaving, he cut himself and he had like a big old mark on his face. And we had the reception at New Orleans Athletic Club. It was great.
Okay. That's where Grandpa spent a lot of his time on, New Orleans Athletic Club?
Yes,
Yeah.
he played cards there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What are your thoughts about your memories about Uncle Vernon and Aunt Lorraine? Do you remember much about them back then?
Yeah, I can remember the first house they had. It was almost like a Quonset hut. That's going way back. And I think, well, when I got married, they had Vernon and Michael. So they had 2 kids at that time. And Grandma Glade, I loved Grandma Glade. She was a character. And it used to bug her no end that Vernon and Lorraine were always late. No matter what was going on, you could depend on them being late. And boy, that really ticked her off. They didn't care. Well, Lorraine was very active with the boys. But she was active with the boys, but she worked with the Girl Scouts. I never could figure that one out.
Oh.
But the boys loved it.
Love working with the Girl Scouts?
Yeah.
Oh, they could flirt with the Girl Scouts,
Yeah,
huh?
they used to, I think they even went camping with them and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
wow, that's great.
So, and then Lorraine was up for anything because she would do the water skiing and the swimming. She couldn't swim at first, but she learned, better woman than I was. She was a tough little lady.
Yeah. Do you have any memories about Aunt Gail?
Oh, yeah. One of the things that I remember most, which is kind of a crazy thing to remember, she was doing the airline helper, whatever you call those things now.
Oh,
They changed. Anyway, she had come in on a trip and she stayed with us. I can't remember why. But she was smoking at the time, and my gosh, the smell of cigarette was just overwhelming. And I smoked myself at the time. But, and she liked to swim. She was on, I think it was the Audubon swimming team, some swimming team. Very, very pretty, always. Very sweet. Never had a problem in the world with her. And then she met Frank, and again, that was history.
yeah, yeah. Nan, that was a cousin, wasn't it?
No, that was Ann and Jean's mother.
Okay.
And Vernon and Lorraine, they kind of bided their time between, well, Grandma actually lived with them, so they would go over there and eat frequently.
Mhm.
So I met them through that, of course.
Uh-huh.
And then in that reference she had that when Nan was dying, somebody called, tell me, I don't remember who. So he went over there and he was carrying her, which is amazing to me because Nan was a big woman.
Yeah,
But he carried her out to the car
yeah.
and she died.
In the car?
Well, he was carrying her. That's the
Oh,
story
wow.
that I remember.
Wow. What year was that?
Oh, good Lord, I don't know what year it was.
It's about, what was it, 1960s or 70s or,
Hmm.
don't remember?
I'd say probably the early 60s, but that's a wild
Okay,
guess.
well, that's something. Do you remember what the days when the business was being started?
Being started, no, actually the start of it, I can remember vividly when we were building the warehouse.
Yeah,
When we had the slab party, and everybody thought we were crazy.
yeah,
It was fun though.
yeah.
And then the tornado hit and bent all of the steel,
Knocked it down.
and we
Yeah.
had to start all over again.
Yeah.
But actually, Connie started the business in the utility room of our carport.
Yeah.
And then he went into, joined up with Alan,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when they left the carport.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, what year that was, I don't know.
Right. Do you have many memories of Grandmother Davis?
Well, yeah, I can remember vividly. The dad didn't talk much about her in the beginning, but being me, I had to ask. And he told me the whole story from the beginning to the end. And I decided by this time we had at least you. I'm not sure about Jerry, but you were there. And I felt that she should know her grandchildren. So we decided that we would go and visit her. And we did. She didn't much react one way or the other. And then as time went on, Vernon and Lorraine went and brought their kids, and as we had more kids, they went. And actually, one time, she came and stayed with us for a while. And another time, we went up to the place because she had surgery. And then she died.
Yeah. I'm a Grandfather Davis.
I remember him very well. One of the things that shocked me more than anything, because I was very young. I was only 15 when I met your dad. And I guess I must have been 16 at the time I met Mr. Davis. But I met him in Memphis again, spent a lot of time in there. And your dad introduced me to him, and I told him that I was going to marry his son.
Well,
And of course, kind of threw him for a loop. He reminded me of that when we got married. I liked him.
that's nice.
And then he had a stroke and he came and stayed with us for a while. Then he married Teresa, which in my opinion wasn't the greatest thing. I shouldn't say that to one of the Kellys because Susan was big buddies with him. But anyway, that was Teresa.
Right, right. Well, that's the end of Patty's questions. Is there anything like to add?
No, but I hope it helped her in some kind of way.
Genealogy studies, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what this contributes to it, but That's the best I can do.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Bye.